Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flat. Too low. Terrain. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flat.
5:15 a.m. December 28, 2014. Juanda International Airport, Surabaya. Indonesia AirAsia Flight 8501. The aircraft was an Airbus A320. It first flew on September 25, 2008, and was delivered to AirAsia on October 15, 2008. The aircraft was 6 years old. It was a scheduled international passenger flight from Juanda International Airport to Singapore Changi Airport. The planned route from Surabaya crosses over the equator through latitude that are home to world's most destructive weather. 155 passengers and 7 crew members are boarding an AirAsia Flight 8501. Captain Arianto, 53-year-old former fighter pilot with more than 20,000 flying hours, of which 4,687 hours were on the Airbus A320. First Officer Remy Emmanuel Plezel, a French national, had a total of 2,247 flying hours, including 1,367 hours on the Airbus A320. People who were on board the AirAsia flight, most were families with young children traveling to Singapore for a New Year's holiday. 5:35 a.m. Flight 8501 cleared for takeoff. "25 minutes into the flight, Flight 8501 reached its cruising altitude at flight level 32,000 feet. Now operating on full autopilot. The Airbus 320's autopilot system consists of 7 computers. The flight was normal until 6 a.m. when an electronic centralized aircraft monitor memo was displayed, along with a master caution light, to indicate a fault with the rudder limiter system. Rudder limiter is a controlling device in an aircraft used to mechanically limit the maximum rudder deflection. Captain Arianto read the actions for fixing this failure, and rebooted the aircraft's 2 flight augmentation computers. The same fault recurred at 6:09 a.m., and the captain fixed it in the same way. At 6:11 a.m., as the plane approaches the equator, storm clouds are brewing over Java Sea. The pilots turned 15 degrees to the left to avoid inclement weather, and contacted Jakarta ATC to request a climb to 38,000 feet for the same reason. The controller could not give immediate permission for this due to other aircraft in the vicinity, and instructed them to wait. While they were waiting for permission to climb, the rudder limiter problem occurred for a 3rd time, and for the 3rd time the captain reset the FAC computers. When the memo displayed for the 4th time, Captain Arianto decided to reset the FAC circuit breakers. He had previously seen this action being performed by a ground engineer, and believed that it was acceptable to do so in flight. It was a huge mistake by the pilot. The 155 passengers on board have no clue that they are just 2 minutes from disaster. The FAC circuit breakers were reset at 6 hours 16 minutes and 45 seconds, with immediate consequences, as this action not only reset the FAC computers but also disconnected the autopilot and autothrottle. And the flight control log changed from normal to alternate. It allowed the aircraft to roll to the left, and by the time First Officer Pleasel reacted to this, it was banked at 54 degrees. Pleasel, possibly spatially disoriented due to the roll sensation, overcorrected twice, first by making a sharp right bank input and then a sharp left bank input. After that, at 6:17, Pleasel made a nose-up input on his side stick, causing the aircraft to enter a steep climb at a 24-degree nose-up pitch. In just 54 seconds, the aircraft climbed from 32,000 to 38,500 feet, exceeding a climb rate of 10,000 feet per minute. 6:17 a.m. It then entered a stall, descending at a rate of up to 20,000 feet per minute. The aircraft also began a turn to the left, forming at least one complete circle before disappearing from radar at 6:18 a.m. At 6:20, the flight data recorder stopped recording. The CVR stopped recording 1 second later. The aircraft crashed into the Java Sea and was destroyed. All 162 people on board were killed. The aircraft crashed in the Java Sea, Karimata Strait between the islands of Belitung and Borneo. No distress signal was sent from the aircraft. On the day of the disappearance, a fisherman observed a lot of debris, small and large, near Pulau Tujuh. It looked like the AirAsia colors. By March 2015, all large pieces of fuselage from the jet had been lifted from the seafloor and moved for investigative purposes. Total 69 bodies recovered. Final NTSC report. A tiny soldered electrical connection in the plane's RTLU was found to be cracked, likely for over a year, causing it to intermittently send amber master caution warnings to the Electronic Centralized Aircraft Monitor ECM, with the plane's maintenance records showing that the RTLU warning had been sent 23 times over the previous year, but was always solved by resetting the RTLU system. On this flight, the RTLU issue sent an amber caution warning 4 different times, and the first 3 times that the ECAM system gave the warning Auto Flight Rudder Travel Limiter System. The pilot in command followed the ECAM instructions, toggling the flight augmentation computer 1 and 2 buttons on the cockpit's overhead panel to off and then on. There was an unexplained 9-second delay between the start of the roll and either pilot attempting to take control. After 9 seconds, the aircraft was banking at a 54 angle. The rudder had deflected 2 degrees to the left, causing the aircraft to roll. Subsequent flight crew actions resulted in the aircraft entering a prolonged stall from which they were unable to recover. The report did not specifically conclude that pilot error caused the crash, while detailing the chain of events leading to the loss of Flight 8501.